block for me. It's just been huge. Everybody's participated, and I couldn't have done it without any of you. And I love you all, and thank you all for everything.
Go Jill. Before I introduce the next speaker, I want two people to stand up. Mr. Jackson, Janet Frexus. Janet is the president of the Nevada Federation of Republican Women. And Paul, of course, with the campaign, were instrumental in working with me to get this all set up. Paul was the man that set the logistics. As you know, this is a joint, both rooms were a joint collaboration between the Nevada Republican Party, the Nevada Federation of Republican Women, and the Trump Victory Campaign. So when you see a volunteer or a staffer for Trump Victory, thank them for having us all here. Next, I want to call up Barb Hahn, candidate for State Assembly. Where'd Barb go? Is she calling me? There's Barb. As Barb's coming up, I just want to be a little self-centered for a moment and let you know that in Story County, we swept the commissioner districts and our county recorder with Republicans. So Story County remains red.
All right, ladies, let me have you stand up if you're a member of a Republican Women's Club. Come on, you gotta stand up if you're a member of a Republican Women's Club. We are celebrating the 100th anniversary of women having the right to vote, and Republican women make that happen. So thank you for that. Janet Frexus, who is president of the Nevada Federation of Republican Women, the largest grassroots organization of Republican women. Man, let's shout out for her, because we are going to win for Donald J. Trump in Nevada. Could not be happier to be part of the executive committee of the Nevada Republican Party. And I'm just going to shout out to Jim Hindle, vice chair of the Nevada Republican Party. National Committee Man, Jim DeGraffenreid. And again, Janet Frexus, Nevada Federation of Republican Women President. We are all so glad to represent the Nevada Republican Party on your behalf. And let me just tell you, we are going red in Nevada, are we not? Come on! Nevada is going red in 2020. I want to thank again Trump Victory, starting off with Paul Jackson. Been a fabulous conduit for making sure everything happens for the Republican Party. Is Bo Hamilton here? No? What about Tanner DeFree? All right, well, these are all fabulous people who've been working so hard at the Trump office, and we cannot thank them and the volunteers that have done a great job. We have got a fabulous volunteer. Where's Dorothy? Dorothy, where are you? Dorothy, I know you're out here. I just introduced you. She is a sweet 16 and has been working so hard for the Trump office and making sure that we go red for the Trump campaign. Dorothy, where are you? Where is she? Well, all right, with that being said, I'm just going to have to say I am so happy to make sure that we have the opportunity to re-elect the president, Donald J. Trump, for president from the state of Nevada. Is that not the best thing we can do tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a great thing. I am so honored to have been on a Republican slate with such fine candidates like Jim Dickman from Assembly District 31, and thankful so much for the support that came from our minority leader, Dr. Robin Titus. Cannot tell you how much we appreciate all the support that came from the Republican And I just cannot tell you, oh, there she is, oh my gosh, here's the volunteer from, look at this girl, this is the next person we need to be watching out for. Dorothy is going to rock Washoe County. And ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to have been able to know her and that she worked on my campaign. So let's give Dorothy a round of applause, she's fabulous. We've got to absolutely say that if we do not enable our younger Republicans to have a voice, then we're missing the vote. And Dorothy is that vote. So thank you, Dorothy. And I just cannot tell you how happy I am to have been here tonight and share this experience with you, because what's going to happen here tonight is that we are going to get 4 more years for Donald J. Trump tonight. 4 more years. The other thing that we are going to see is we are going to see State Senator Heidi Ganser from Senate District 15, who's going to be reelected in that, and she's going to represent us well in the legislature in 2021. So let's give Heidi a shout out for that. So we're very pleased about that. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the fact that I've been a candidate for Assembly District 27, and I know it's been an uphill battle. I'm running against the Democratic Majority Leader, and I appreciate all your support. I want to say thank you to Brian, my husband, Matt, my son, and could not be happier that I was your candidate for Assembly District 27. And let's go Trump! Go red for Nevada!
Okay, I have to bother you guys one more time because there's a couple people I did not thank. And it's not because I forgot them, it was because I wasn't sure if I was allowed to. Because I got a really incredible endorsement from the Young Americans for Liberty. And they sent people to knock doors for me for over 2 months. And it's been incredible. So the 2 guys, Christian Nguyen and Warren Wimmer, will you stand up, guys? They've been fabulous. They endorsed 2 candidates in Nevada, myself and Andy Matthews. They're amazing. So I couldn't do my thank yous without mentioning you. Thanks, guys.
Hello everybody, my name is Matthew Montanese. I'm running for Washoe County School Board Trustee, District 80. How's everybody tonight? Everybody awake? Are we ready for victory? I think we can touch a couple of different spots here locally and then nationally. Just real quick, I've got to come over here and I know he's talking, but this man right here, Paul. I met Paul, and I put him on the spot, right? I met Paul at a gun show, and I leant over, and he had a table set up, and I said, Paul, we need to teach our kids both sides of the story, so that they can use their cognitive mechanism of thought to think for themselves. And he looked at me, he was kind of following what I was saying, and he looked at me and he said, you should run for school board. And I looked at him and I said, interesting. Maybe I should. But I looked at my wife back here, Angelina. Everybody take a look back there. She's gonna try to run outside the door, but she's beautiful. She stood by my side after we decided to run, and it's just been wonderful. It's been a grind. Anyone who ever runs, and I hope that a few people in this room will decide to run for some sort of office at some point in time, because hey, we'll get behind you. People got behind me. I didn't know it was going to happen. By the grace of God, people like Paul got behind me, and his group, youth, and I'm sorry, what was her name? Dorothy. Like Dorothy. And this is important. We need to get our young people together. We need to start getting people interested in defending our freedoms, because Mother Liberty has never turned her back on us. But people would like us to know at this point in time that Lady Liberty has. We are not separated by anything but the groups we create ourselves, but our freedom is what is going to keep us together. Thank you all, and have a great night.
All right, folks. They gave me the caboose. All right. As anybody knows me, there's a tradition. I tell a bad joke. So prepare yourselves. Okay. Why are blonde jokes one-liners? So men can tell them. All right, folks. It's been an exciting night. It's going to get even more exciting. Our truly impartial media have decided not to call Florida, even though there's 99% of the voting, or Texas, because that would make our guy look really good. And they also forgot to count 1 million votes in Minnesota, which have not yet been counted. So count on that one flipping. So guys, we're in for a great night. Our president is going to win, and hope to God our assembly people are going to all win and do fabulous. And I got to tell you guys, the highlight of my life, and I'll forever be known as the guy that got Dorothy into politics. But I would like to point out, Casey, are you still back there? Where are you? Casey's one of our team volunteers, teens too. She was so good they gave her a job and started paying her. And I want to thank, I know there's some guys on the team here. I got to tell you, I have worked on a lot of campaigns. I'm really old, so I've done a lot of those. And contrary to popular belief, we didn't use slate in my first campaign. But some of the young people I worked with this time around, I was incredibly impressed. Chase, where are you? There he is back there. That young man has knocked more doors and convinced more people to vote than anybody else I know. And where's Kendall? Kendall, stand up. Don't be shy. Come on, Kendall. Don't. She's over here. Yes, she's hiding. And all the other guys. And I'll tell you, a lot of our people are still upstairs working because this isn't over for us. They're getting showers, they're coming back from the polls, they're still working, and they're gradually coming in here. So when we see one of those people that work for the Trump campaign, I want you to shake their hands and say thank you. Because they worked so hard. Just to give you one little statistic, they surpassed the Democrats in voter registration. They moved that needle 12,000 registrations. Think about that. That's the reason that we're going to have some great assembly people winning this time around, because they bust their asses then and kept on busting them. So I want you to give a big hand. I've got you all excited, so I'm going to leave now. Oh, by the way, Julie, say hi. Julie had the worst job in the world. He was my intern. So I went everywhere to be really nice to Julie because nobody else was. All right, thanks guys. This is the end of it. We're going to watch the results. We're going to watch our president win. And we're going to have a great night. Everybody drink up, get drunk, get happy, but don't drive home. Bye.
I've got no stats from the campaign either. Any updates? Other than I took a lunch.
the Fox News decision desk. And we need you to answer some questions. As of you, 100% sure that Paul eliminated
in the lead in Arizona and most likely to win the state. It has been in the category that we call knowable but not callable for about an hour. We finally called it right now. Yes, there are some outstanding votes in Arizona. Most of them are coming from Maricopa, where Biden is currently in a very strong position. And many of them are mail-in votes, where we know from our Fox News voter analysis, Biden has an advantage. We don't know exactly how many mail-in votes there are. What I think we've heard from the White House is that they are expecting to get that they need just to get 61% of the outstanding vote, and there are 870,000 outstanding votes, and they'll be getting that. That's not true. The reality is that they're likely to get only about 44% of the outstanding votes there are there. We're right now sitting on a race that is Biden at 53%, Trump at 46%. I'm sorry, the president is not going to be able to take over and win enough votes to eliminate that 7-point lead that the former vice president has.
Yeah, they have said that they believe that he will get 65% of the outstanding votes, which they claim are at 1 million to 1.1 million. You're saying that the universal votes is still out there is much lower than that?
We think the universal votes outstanding is lower than that. We believe that sorry, he's not getting anywhere near 65%. And that's why we made this call. I mean, this is a call that's sitting in our statistical models at sort of T-stat of 4 or more in all the different ways we work. That means we're full standard deviations from being wrong. And I'm sorry, I'm not done in this particular case.
Okay, well, let's bounce around just a little bit, Alan, since we have you here. Let's go to North Carolina, Wilmington, Delaware, waiting on Medicaid, and the former vice president to say something as Chris was talking about there. But let's talk about North Carolina and where we are. It seems like this is a very tight race. Where do you stand?
It is a tight race. The president seems to have an advantage in North Carolina. A couple of half hour ago, he probably has an even greater advantage. The question in North Carolina that we have is how much vote is really outstanding? How much of that vote is mail-in versus election day? Because the interesting thing about this election is it's not just about figuring out how much Joe Biden is getting and how much Donald Trump is getting. It's also about how people are voting. Because what we've seen today is that people who voted by mail or voted early tended, by a huge number, tended to be Democratic. The people who voted on election day tended to be Republican. North Carolina is one of those states where they count the early vote first to a certain extent, and they count a bunch of it late. Right now we're sitting at something where the president has an advantage in the state, but it's not yet a callable advantage, and that's what we have to call it.
All right, well, we have you. Let's take a look at Georgia as well, and let's put that up on the screen. What are you seeing in Georgia? It looks like the president has a very solid lead with 83% of the vote in.
It's close, and there's a big going on, and really is there any path for Joe Biden to get the lead in Georgia? And so far, we cannot. It's not clear there's a path. It's a state that could easily fall into the president's camp.
Are you on T3 there? I just want to figure out what's in the motorcade walking there, and the hands are honking. We're close, you're saying, to Georgia.
In Georgia, I would say we're close, yes.
Okay, let's go to Michigan. We have Michigan and Wisconsin. Let's just start with Michigan.
Okay.
What do you say?
The president is in the lead in Michigan. We believe that what we're looking at right now is heavily election day vote, where in Michigan the president did extremely well according to our Fox News voter analysis. What's outstanding is a lot of the early and mail-in vote which gets counted later, and that's why this is a state where it's really sort of a much. The final result is likely to be much closer, and yes, in this case, I think the former vice president has a much better chance than he has in same in terms of the top line. In terms of what's actually going to happen, it's different.
And Wisconsin.
Do you have the top
We
line?
have the top line in Wisconsin, which has the president up for the second.
The president is up, and in our office, that's not the way it's looking right now. This is a state where, if you ask me, the probability is based on the models and the vote we're seeing and the way it's being counted. The former vice president has a fairly good chance of prevailing in Wisconsin.
So when you look ahead at the next hour or two, do you believe that you're going to be able to call Georgia or North Carolina? Or do you think that those are going to be tomorrow? What's your outlook?
We're hoping to be able to call at least one of those 7 states this evening. I do not know about the rest of the states, and my team would kill me if I started if I went further.
They're emailing you to get off the last thing, Pennsylvania. I think we're going to hear from the former vice president about his performance in Angle County, as Priscilla suggested, in the Scranton area. Where is Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania is a state that could easily take several days to count the mail-in vote. We believe there was a lot of mail-in vote. We believe that it's one of those states where it can arrive a few days late. So far, according to the decisions, but it's possible that this is a state where they need to do 2 things. One, we need to get all the decision teams to agree who's won the state, and we need to get the arithmetic. But the second is that this is a state that could easily fall into serious litigation. But this is also a state where, this is one of those states where we knew from the get-go, and we talked about it at the fire earlier today. This was a state where we anticipated that the election day would be reported very early. We anticipated a solid Trump lead, and early votes were suggesting, don't pay that much attention to the raw vote initially, because that could change. The same thing was true in the South, but on the reverse. We said, don't pay attention to the likelihood of a blue mirage. Joe Biden would be really well in many of the southern states, including Florida, frankly, North Carolina, Georgia, and so far in Florida, obviously, down to the president.
But the path to set, when you look at it for President Trump, and you look at it for former Vice President Biden.
The path to 270 for the president is to make sure he wins Georgia and North Carolina, the outstanding ones in the South, and then he gets probably Pennsylvania and Montana. Then he gets over 270. He gets barely, and then he probably also will be either in Wisconsin or Michigan. That's the path. The path for Joe Biden is win Nevada, win Wisconsin, win Michigan, and win either Nebraska 2, which is still outstanding, and where Biden currently has a lead, or win Maine 2, which is also outstanding, but where currently Trump has a lead.
Can we finish what we're starting? On Arizona? You're 100% sure?
Yes.
And so while there's a pushback, you're going to say, we made the right call when we made it.
We made the correct call, and that's what we made the correct call when we made it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry. You're well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Can I get back in there so we can make some progress?
Yes, Chief.
So we're looking at the scene where Joe Biden is about to come out, and to me, it's reminiscent of what we saw in the primaries. When states were not being called, like Iowa, right? And then we started to see people coming up on stage and giving sort of quasi-acceptance speeches that weren't acceptance speeches, but we feel really good about what happened tonight. And I think that's the path.
There was a difference because then you were in Iowa, and you were building towards the finish. There was a reason. Here it's a little different. I think he's really doing it just so psychologically, if they end up in challenges, he thinks he won't struggle.
He's the former Vice President, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
With Dr. Joe Biden. It's a
Patience is commendable. We knew this was going to go on, but who knew it was going to go maybe tomorrow night, maybe even longer. We feel good about where we are. We really do. I'm here to tell you tonight, we believe we're on track to win this election.
Joe Biden is declaring it the election.
We know because of the unprecedented early vote, the mail-in vote, it's going to take a while. We're going to have to be patient until the hard work and telling votes is finished. And they know it's every vote is counted. Every ballot is counted. But we're feeling good. We're feeling good about where we are. We believe one of the Nets has suggested we've already won Arizona. We're confident about Arizona. That's a turnaround. We also just called from Minnesota, and we're still in a game in Georgia. Although that's not what we expected. We're feeling really good about Wisconsin and Michigan. And by the way, it's going to take time to get the votes. We're going to win Pennsylvania. We're talking to folks in Philly, Allegheny County, Scranton, and they're very encouraged by the turnout and what they see. Look, you know, we can know the results as early as tomorrow morning. It may take a little longer, as I've said all along. It's not my place or Donald Trump's place to declare who's won this election. That's the decision of the American people. But I'm optimistic about this outcome. I want to thank every one of you who came out and voted in this election. By the way, Chris Coons and the Democrats, congratulations here in Delaware. Hey, John, get a go. The whole team, man. Look at that. Did a great job. I'm grateful to the poll workers, to our volunteers, our canvassers, everyone who participated in this democratic process. And I'm grateful to all my supporters here in Delaware and all across the nation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And folks, you heard me say it before. Every time I walk out of my grandpa's house up in Scranton, he'd yell, Joey, keep the faith. And my grandma, when she was alive, yelled, no, Joey, spread it. Keep the faith, guys. We're going to win this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your patience is great.
Former Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Jill Biden saying his race is over, saying he feels good, count every vote. He said one of the Nets called Arizona, that would be Fox News, called Arizona, and we do not retract that. We just had one in Michigan on saying that they stand by that 100%. We heard it here live.
So the former vice president saying, we believe we are on track to win this election. That's about as much as he can say at this point, but he wanted to put forward a positive mood for the evening and to assure everybody that was hanging in there with him that he has a good feeling about the days to come. And Chris, he did establish that sort of lean forward posture tonight.
Yes, and I thought the key line was count every vote, because there's going to be pressure. You're already seeing it from the Trump campaign to invalidate some of these votes that were, quote, fixed or cured. You're going to see efforts to stop the vote counting at a certain point, or to say the votes haven't come in, by election day, or should they still be counted? Because we're really down now to counting individual votes. We're past any polls, we're past any voter analysis. This is going to come down to counting each vote in each county. And so I think that was the point he was trying to make, and that's the position that the Democrats are going to take as they enter these lawsuits and public pressure. Again, they felt that Gore made a mistake in 2000, but didn't want to do the same thing in 2020.
The president's weighed in on Twitter. We are obeying that they are trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. We do have a call. That is the Fox News decision desk can say that Montana will go into the column of President Trump. 3 electoral votes, so as you look at the list of 270. Just add these numbers. 237 and 213.
Trump is probably going to make a mistake, so we'll see what he says. In Montana,
Steve Daines, the incumbent Republican senator, was trailing. He's now up, and looks like he's going to win. So that looks like one out of one throw that coming for we can get Pennsylvania quickly. There's also some raw vote totals. 60, there's a lot of vote out. Still not tabulated, but somewhere between 63 and 75% is in. According to last night, so I think that's 15. And there's a lot of vote out, and that's not fine, but we'd rather be in than Biden is going to that state.
Well, just thinking about from a communication standpoint, if you're President Trump and you're at the White House tonight, and you see Biden go out there, I would imagine you're going to see the president within the next 45 minutes.
Within the last few seconds, he said, I will be back next day.
So I'm tracking. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't think there's
Right
anything
now,
that you could
the next poll goes into the second half
tonight
of last one.
and not say something
And that will
different.
eventually close the polls in the country.
We'll see how they handle that. And I think that the other thing is we haven't talked a lot about any governor's races, but I do think that Republicans are able to pick that up as well. And in terms of communications, the president will say whatever he's going to say, and he's already indicated on Twitter that he will probably warn about the election being stolen, and so I would expect that we'll hear that kind of language from him tonight. I think you will. I would, not that anybody takes my advice anymore, but I would tap the brakes on that a little bit. I don't think he needs to do that. I think he's in a very strong position. They counted me out in 2016. They're going to try to count me out again in 2020. Look at where we are. I can be patient. I'm going to wait until tomorrow if these votes get counted, but I can guarantee you I'm going to win, and I'm not going to let any legal challenge go without my guys being on the ground and fighting.
You were around as we talked about earlier, and the statement that was made and not conceding and then pulling that back. Your thoughts on Biden's statement and now the president getting ready to talk as well?
When you have your supporters, as we did at the War Memorial in Nashville, Tennessee, I mean, it was raining, it was cold, we knew that the results would trigger automatic recount. So, as we drove up to the War Memorial, Michael Hurley was back in the war room, and he called up to Michael Feldman, who got to Al Gore to say, step back. So it's important that I think that the Vice President made a good move in telling not just his supporters, but all Americans to be patient, that there's still a lot of votes that come in. We may not know the final results in several states until tomorrow. And now what the President has to say, here's the thing. The Vice President has picked up all of the states so far that Hillary Clinton carried, and possibly the one that Donald Trump carried. So it's important that he continues to convey that message to not just his supporters, but the American people.
All right, let's come back here to New York for a moment. Rick, what are you looking at now?
Well, I mean, here we are, I mentioned earlier, late, it was getting very late tonight. So this one, we have all kinds of predictions. Biden picking up, getting an excess of 300 electoral votes, and everybody thinks he can make that at the stage. And once
What a go, Nevada!
But, not much changed.
Well, one thing has changed. Martha McSally in Arizona says she is not conceding in that Senate race to Mark Kelly. Senator Levin said every vote should be counted. With 1 million votes to be counted and no election day results reported from Maricopa County, the decision-making call at this point is irresponsible. We will continue to wait for votes to come in. This race is now over. That is from the spokesperson for Martha McSally. That race has been called by Fox and won, as we heard from our Michigan, both the Senate race and the state. They were speaking violently.
Well, I think that what you're seeing here is posture. And I think in some ways you can say that about Joe Biden as well. But here you have it, and it's almost become kind of, the animal, if you will, for President Trump and a number of Republicans, including McSally. I mean, right now, I think it's
Ladies and gentlemen, can I just ask your attention one more time? I am so proud to be part of the Nevada Federation of Republican Women. We are the largest grassroots organization across the United States that makes Republican races relevant. When a candidate is running, they know where do they go? They go to Republican women. And I just want to say thank you again to the president of the Nevada Federation of Republican Women, Janet Frixis, our first vice president, Caroline Smith, our secretary, Kathy Doyle. And I just want to say, if you're not a part of the Federation, join the Republican Women's Club because they will keep you informed and let you know the best way to impact elections. So thank you, the Nevada Federation of Republican Women. Let me just again say thank you to our legislative chair, Yolanda Knapp, who is running in Klein Village. Oh my gosh, let me just tell you how phenomenal she has been. She has been a phenomenal legislative chair, and we could not be happier on behalf of what she's been doing for the Federation. So Yolanda, thank you so much. And again, please, ladies, join the Republican Women's Club. It will be the best thing you've ever done, and it's a good thing. So, all good. Have a great night.
think we're planning on a bunch over the county office.
There's a difference in he also mentioned certainly I don't know the county, but
I think I'm like in a room with
John came back to the lead from that county.
Yeah.
And I popped in here in Philadelphia. I find this interesting. This is Bucks County. There's a lot of votes out there in Bucks County. Bucks County is a great county. County has been that way for 40 years. And really is a battleground for the battlegrounds. And you go back to 2016, see where it came out. Razor thin margin here. Back in 2012, same score between the top and the round.
I don't know what's worse.
I mean, the president has a lead.
I thought like we did a decisive thing.
All the sliders there and in Chester.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Neck and neck here. But this will be a very nice.
I mean, I promise to take you on
It is almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast, and we're still at it. And I think we're still at it for some time.
I'll be out there.
All right, let's reset the night, and here's what we know. At this hour in the race to 270, Alaska is too early to call, but President Trump is in the lead there. President Trump has won the 29 electoral votes in the state of Florida tonight. That was a big state that he took at the beginning of the night. Former Vice President Biden has won the state of Arizona, the state that President Trump won 4 years ago. That is the one that the night silver. Minnesota to the Vice President this evening, despite the opportunity to land Minnesota. There's Texas, which was a bit closer than anticipated. The Biden campaign thought he had a shot there, but that has gone clearly to President Trump. He will also take the states, as I said, Texas and Iowa, also tonight by a very decent margin. So that is what where we stand right now. We are leading a number of states, mainly Georgia, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and of course, this is, we have ways to go.
North Carolina, as you look at the rest of 270, 247 to 213, they are still standing silent right now, ready to pounce to be the winners. John Roberts is standing by with the Trump campaign reaction. The president says, John, that he's going to speak tonight, and obviously we've seen the tweets already.
Yeah, he tweeted just a short time ago. He says, I've been making a statement tonight, a big win, to which Joe Biden responded, it's not my place or President Trump's place to declare a winner. It is the voters' place to do that. The president also tweeted something that already Twitter has slapped a disclaimer on. It said, punch through the disclaimer. The president said, we are not big, but they are trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. Twitter saying several of the content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election without a civic process. They're monitoring the president pretty closely, even at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's a little earlier on the West Coast, we should point out. No idea when President Trump is going to come down to speak to the crowd that is gathered here in the Eastern Wing of the White House. It could be any minute now, it may not be until perhaps Georgia is called. If we do manage to call Georgia, there's no timing on it. Again, Michigan came down and stood 100% behind the call for Arizona. The Trump campaign still disputing it, insisting that the votes are out there, potentially put President Trump over the top. If they're not there, they just believe that it was too early to say that the votes aren't there. But then when you get to the other states, obviously they're feeling very good about the wins that they had in the state of Ohio. They love the fact that they won Iowa again. Some of that might have had to do with the sort of relationship effect of Biden's comments about administering fracking, because don't forget, for just about every gallon of gas that is produced in this country, there is 10% of that goes into made out of corn, in Iowa, Nebraska, and places like that, in the form of ethanol.
So what happens to Pennsylvania in terms of fracking, or what happens in Texas in terms of fracking, or Eastern Ohio also affects Iowa because they put out a product using chlorine just about every gallon of gasoline. Trump has been obviously very happy with the results in Florida as well. The polls showed that that was going to be a very tight race in the end. It wasn't. President Trump won decisively. If Arizona holds, that means that the president has to win North Carolina, has to win probably Pennsylvania as well. Because our Michigan said for President Trump in Wisconsin, and then win Michigan as well. This is going to be a main part. There's no question about that. President Trump obviously is very anxious about what the outcome will be. Though I think he feels pretty good about the fact that he made all of his campaign stops and held all of those rallies in the closing 3 days of the election. Many of them in the state of Michigan. They like the way that the results are coming in Kent County, which includes Grand Rapids, and they're hoping that the lead that they see right now, which is a substantial lead in Michigan, will not wither away too much as some of the other results come in. And President Trump, if he prevails in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, has been battalionists with enough to put him over the top with about 274 electoral votes. So that would be a big comeback for the president in terms of what the polls were showing going into the completely.
And John, real quickly, the president said on the trail that if Pennsylvania looked like it was not going to keep counting or looked like it was not going to be finished tonight, that he was going to send in a ton of lawyers. Where are they on that team?
They have not made a determination as to what to do, Justin. I think they're waiting to see a little more about how the results play out before they have the trigger on it. I think the area around Pennsylvania, all those counties, they're still very strong in the area in terms of, and I think they want to have a bigger picture. The president does come out with a substantial margin in his favor by the time all of that comes in. The idea of a potential challenge to the remaining votes may not be necessary, but if it looks like it's getting pretty close, then I think it's probably pretty close to a certainty that they will start to make a challenge. And looking at all of those votes that come in after 8 o'clock in Pennsylvania, even though they don't count, they will also be segregated from the other mail-in votes, so that those could be challenged as a whole in court. At the moment, I think the jury's still out as to whether or not they do that or one way or another in the Supreme Court.
Okay, gentlemen, let's not take a call. Thanks,
Let's take a quick look at coming forward from Maine. Susan Collins was in a very tight race. She seems to have pulled ahead in Maine this evening, and she's at 50.4% and Sarah Gideon is at 43% in that. But Sarah Gideon has come out and made a statement saying that she believes that there's no way they're going to know what the results are this evening, even though that race has been so it's just going to be some races that keep them aside, given the environment right now. It's not a question for people to say,
Numbers from Central County,
Collins and Tom Tillis
the numbers they have now for the
National Republican Senatorial Committee is saying this one is cooked, but it hasn't been called yet by us. I don't think it's been called by others, or as former Vice President said, another network. So, Dana, this is a good sign for Republicans when it comes to balance of power. I mean, we're looking at something that potentially looks like 49 with 2 runoffs in Georgia. Just like in Georgia, this is 2 races, one's a special, one's the Purdue race, as we're checking.
4 weeks ago, we talked about the business side and say we're feeling pretty gloomy. But I do think a couple of things happened. The president traveling to all these states, he does talk to all those people. Look at John James up in and it would mean you didn't have to spend as much money, right? Because these races have become very, very And I'm amazed, we talked a lot about, in 2016, there was no Senate race that was one that didn't go that state voted for president. So we have ticket splitters, meaning you voted for Biden and then voted for Collins. That could be happening though in Maine, and that might be one of the reasons that you see some of those numbers looking pretty good for State Collins.
The other Georgia race, Doug Collins has said out that race, so there's a they're not going to get to 50%, so Paul Lawford, and the Democrat there, yes, thank you very much. It's good to have a panel. And obviously, they're not going to get to 50%, so that will be run off in the first week of January.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because conceivably, if you it's more and more like the Republicans are going to go into the South, and Democrats aren't going to be able to pick up a large jury of us, us or four without Biden winning. It's interesting to see that it appears that the Republicans are going to hold on to that, and if it came down to that one race, we have to separate from control of the Senate until June to see the special election
open right now.
So the president, we don't think he's going to come back and say he's going to make the state less red. What do you expect? You know, I think we know brought up what he's going to say. He's made it very clear. He always gives us a preview in his tweets. What I guess so much has been said about his tone, right? And the way he handles things and approaches things.
About 50, 60 minutes ago,
communication of himself and his race, and of course the guy said the guy really did work. I mean, he got a campaign headquarters off his opponent was, for whatever reasons, decided to keep himself a profile, which is, I guess their argument is made, of course, that was because of the COVID-19 and the risks associated with it. I have a different suspicion about that. I think that the campaign wanted the Biden campaign wanted Trump to be the issue, and Trump did all not being the issue. So they were both actually doing the same thing, working on the same strategy. I think, there was something about people tonight that we think combating about these cases of potential for fraud. Now, look, we're reading those being counted in some of these big cities where there's not exactly a lot of history of those being discovered and recounted and so on, changing the outcome of elections.
Yeah, okay, one show, we have numbers in one show. Right now, the federal race, I think right now, in Washoe County, Joe Biden is ahead at 111,534 votes. 97,494 votes. Which is our here in Washoe. The unofficial tally in Washoe County. In the state races, Kansas is ahead. In her race, instead of District 7, District 15, 33,295 to his jacket, Harry Jackets, 32,728. There's a difference right now of effectively under 2,000 in that race. Right now, Joe Dickman is ahead, 16,190 to Skip Daly's 15,869. After this hour, Assembly 32. Hanson ahead,
Main Street, Ohio. Quinnipiac at Biden up 4. Anderson, Biden up 1. Quinnipiac, again, leading Biden up 5. With 94% in Ohio. Trump is at 8.
And 30. Anderson ahead, 12,189. The Bucks, 9,988.
Oh, I mean, previous was accepted.
When it came out and said that top 7 upset that
majority of the Wisconsin is ahead 6,164.
internal votes. And
leader now.
what I, from what I've heard from my friends who are involved in a lot of those races,
Records
I'm
are
not involved in this, but when that settles
behind
down,
at 20,415, Hills 26,000.
Thank you. It was dead on with the things we're seeing in their internal votes.
6,000 votes.
Maybe sometimes your internal might be a little bit better. I don't know. You don't get to see those. And then they always tell us that they're
Hard time ahead.
but maybe it's going to be
53 to Baker. 19,782.
But when you do see
I'm going to jump at the Reno City Council. Breakfast.
goals for documents,
Ahead at 10,755. Tractor, which is 10,384.
the pocket of votes still to be counted, not only
Delgado ahead 7,322.
still uncounted.
Leon 4,749.
So in all these cases, if you look at, there's an opportunity there.
This is actually most of my here. Pink,
The key here to my
Jordan ahead 10,344. Pink 9,205.
and what he has to say about this, because if we're polling now,
And then Reno City Council on Mark, Devin Reed right now.
here we are anticipating litigation. And it's not
4,370 to 40,000.
and these are things that get
Sports City Council, Abbott, Indeed, 2,500. Three, under 500, 400, 400. This is a must-watch race, by the way. And then it starts against incumbent Anderson ahead 4,000 to 4,000.
One of the things our Congress achieves is try to do is
this is the first unofficial report coming out from Washington County on the races I'm watching.
decisions like on Obamacare.
So that's like quick 10 o'clock here.
Some people thought he was doing it to try to keep important out of the political front.
And what's the question right now? Question one, where region is losing in Washington County.
He said, I'm deferring to the state attorney.
Yes,
It may be hard, and they may have to make that decision.
No.
But they don't want to do all this and that. Wants to sit there and make something inside. But then he tries to make litigation.
And then question two, I think that carries is going yes. On changing language, meaning I know 129,039.
Trump's tweeted about the election.
No, 74,000.
This is